All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 771. I'm your host, GPT, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who's about to reveal how often he thinks about the Roman Empire, Wombat.
I don't understand that.
You're saying
Is there something I'm missing? Like, I saw the thing.
Yeah. So you're saying you don't think about the Roman Empire at all?
I'm saying I don't understand what
I'm just asking you a question. How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
I'm going to go with a big whopping never.
Never. Shipwreck, how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
I mean, on occasion, I'm sure it
put a number,
comes up.
Put a frequency on it if you had to. How many times a month would you say?
A month?
Yeah.
Probably once every 2 months. I'm gonna have a thought about the Roman Empire.
Right.
Probably somewhere.
Wombat, are you looking up the Roman Empire right now?
Yes, I am.
What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm back.
Okay, just seeing what's going on over there.
Nothing exciting. Don't worry about it.
I thought you were ranking your favorite empires.
I was my favorite Roman emperors, and you know what? Surprisingly, Caesar on the bottom.
My wife asked me how often I think about it, and I said I think about it once a week was my answer because I really like the TV show Claudius. You know that show?
Okay. Yeah.
So I think about that anytime I see Patrick Stewart, I think of Claudius. Anytime I think of Flash Gordon, I think of Claudius. You know why, Wombat?
Oh, you mean the movie Flash Gordon?
Yeah.
Oh, was the guy who played Ming? Was he Max
no. Hawkman.
The Hawkeye.
Okay, Brian Blessed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It was Augustus. Anyway, The point is you should watch Claudius, even though it's dated. Conan O'Brien, your favorite Wombat, Conan O'Brien told a story about watching Claudius with his family. His huge conservative family when he was a kid. And there's a scene of nudity. There's a topless scene where a woman just gives a speech topless. And he said he could feel all the air was sucked out of the room. And he couldn't, his dad was frozen. He couldn't change the channel. He was fucked either way. Anyway, go Roman Empire.
So is there a point to that, by the way?
Yes, the point is that for some reason, men seem to think about the Roman Empire a lot more than you would think. Yeah. Did you haven't watched the video where it's husband and boyfriend interviewed one after another, and they're one guy's once a week, one guy's every once a day. People are into it.
I honestly the only reason why I think about it is because I see people posting their things about it.
Okay, but outside of that, you don't think about it.
Outside of that, I am not thinking about the Roman Empire.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't understand.
Just me.
Literally, yeah.
Out of us three, it's just me.
Whatever.
Well, Claudius is great. If we could take away anything from this, we can appreciate Claudius and also the 12 Caesars by Suetonius.
I mean, maybe it's once a month. I feel like it's unfair if I'm thinking about it because whatever I'm reading or seeing.
That counts.
Does it? I'm just I'm not just ever just sitting there and then going I'm really going to ponder on the Roman Empire right now.
Right. But other things may think you think of it.
Asterix and Obelix with Dashel and we're beating up Romans.
It's fair enough. You're probably not thinking of the Roman Empire then. You're just playing the game. You're not really thinking about it.
It's just there. Real, I'm aware that there's a Roman Empire while I'm playing that game.
That doesn't count.
Back to twice a month then. Or once every 2 months.
Okay. At least we know where our thoughts lie with the cast. What's going on? Anything exciting?
I have one for you. This is how would Cheapy handle this situation?
Okay.
Shipwreck, you could answer as well. So I go to pick up Elliot from Scouts on Monday. And when I get there, Elliot says we have to stay after because we need to follow one of the other scouts to get a cooler. And I go, why do we need to get a cooler? He says, oh, because we're the mess leaders for the weekend because they're going camping this weekend. And we have to buy all the food. And I'm like, did you know that we were going to be? He goes, I volunteered us for it at this meeting.
Now, when you say buy all the food, you get reimbursed for buying the food,
I will get reimbursed for buying the food.
but you have to go shop, do all the shopping.
I have to do all the shopping. I have a cooler that's so large in the back of my car that I had to put all the seats down.
Good thing you've been doing Orange Theory, so you can carry that meat.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just curious, you get told and you're not expecting it. It also means I still have to go. I haven't even gone to the supermarket yet. Not that it matters. There's nowhere in my house to store all of this food that I'm supposed to buy.
Right.
So I have to go basically like right before.
What would I do? I would yell at Ty, and then I would just buy all the food and do it. That's what I would do. Is that what you did?
Pretty much.
You don't have an option there. Like, what's your other option?
There isn't one, because at this point it's
Get
like,
a job, you buy all the food, and I'll meet you at the campsite.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out how to get it there.
It's the reaction, because I'm there and there's all these other people there, and the blindsided of, oh, and by the way, here's the list, and I get the list.
Right. See, the move there next, so you teach him is a learning moment, a learning opportunity. You say, Elliot, next time when that list comes up, when they're looking for the volunteers, you scope the entire list. You find the stuff that's the lightest, stuff that the least amount of stuff that I have to carry.
You have to get everything.
There's nothing like where you just buy like the napkins or like the...
No.
It's all, you're all in or you're nothing.
You're all in or you're nothing.
Oh, that's what I used to do for the various school events. It's like, oh, do you need someone to get like the plastic cutlery and the paper plates?
No.
Like, sign me up.
If it was just buy the cookies, I'm all about it. But no, I'm buying the cookies and I'm buying the chicken and the bread, and salt and pepper is on the list that I have to buy. Yeah. So,
Well, you have to have seasoning. What are you going to do?
You can
Savage?
I guess. I don't know. They're having 4 meals out there, so I guess I have to.
Will you get a special ribbon, a badge for that?
I don't know.
Meat
It's
hauler. You can do it. It'll be fun. You'll be the hero. Make sure you buy good stuff. Otherwise, people will hate you.
Or I just buy what I buy and everyone has to deal with it. I'm not going on the camping trip. It's supposed to rain.
Oh, okay. That's even better. Hey, if you can just like pick up the meat, drop it off, and you don't have to go, I think that's a win.
Yeah, I drop them off at 7:30 with the meat, and they take the cooler, and I head back home, and I see Elliot again on Sunday night.
That's actually.
You can ask how his sloppy steaks were then.
Sloppy everything. All right. Should we do some show feedback? I don't really have any updates. I don't know. There's so many table tennis club updates that I could start a whole new show where I just tell you the table tennis club update. I couldn't even pick.
I would say do that.
It's just too many, and I think like it would. I don't know. I might lose my mind. I might lose my mind either way. But
I've been working on something. I rarely talk about work, but I'll be nebulous about it. There's something that I've been working on for almost a month, and it's supposed to go live tonight. And I got an email about 2 hours ago saying that thing has been completely scrapped, and they're doing something that's significantly easier that doesn't require any work. And I'm like, well, why did I just spend 3 weeks working on this? For 3 weeks of work I did is just went.
How gay was it?
You still got paid for it though.
Yes, that is true, and I did, and we still will as a company. Like, there's no revenue loss. I will say that, knock on things. But it just was sort of this, well, that was a waste of my time.
You could have been playing Starfield that whole time.
Yeah, seriously.
Speaking of waste of time.
Well, like Gargo says, thanks for the show. I'm deep into Starfield. What you have to remember is it's not exactly Fallout, Mass Effect, or Skyrim.
Oh, I remember.
Although it has some similarities to each. Don't try to compare it directly. It takes time to adjust to that. Once you're in, it's a lot of fun. The stories are compelling. Combat is fun.
You sure about that?
You just have to. Spend the time to get into it. And Wombat, don't diss Mr. Do without trying it. Probably the most played game on my @Games Legends Arcade, aside from Popeye, Robotron, Donkey Kong, and Sinistar. All right then.
I mean, I've played more Starfield, and you have too. You played a lot more than I have, but I've played some. But I think we can table that for later.
We're gonna table it for later. I'm level 27.
Not happy about it though.
I'm level 27. What level are you?
Wait a minute. Last week we were both. I was level 9 or 10, and you were level 9. So now you're level what? 20 what?
27.
27, and I'm level 11. So all right, so interesting. I'm looking forward to our conversation later.
I won't have much in the watch this jerk section.
Right, that's fine.
Apparently not. Yeah.
Nope. Benjamuth had to say, first time posting in years. Just to say, from now on, every time Cheapy is talking about beating a child.
Wait, did you? Is it Benjamin? It's Benjamin Mouth, right?
Benjamin Mouth. What did I say? Benjamuth.
Muth.
Well,
He's a long time listener.
I know I'm a jerk.
Okay.
I'll be thinking, well, someone is quite the table tennis toughie. Be thankful Wombat didn't go with ping pong putts. Great show as always, guys. Apparently, I called you a table tennis toughie on the show.
No, what you were talking about when people serve and they stomp their foot as they're making contact with the ball, and you said you referred to people who do that as table tennis toughies. I thought was what you said.
I don't remember using that alliterative phrase, but it did make me laugh when I reread it. So I'm glad that I thought of it.
Oh, I'm not sure if you used that exact phrase, but I guess you did. If he did, he quote it?
More than one person has.
I still disagree with that. I just feel like people who are really good do that.
I mean, some people posted some videos about it on the Discord to show what I was talking about. And the agreement was pretty much 100% that it's kind of like, oh, look, I know my dick is big, I promise. It's like the Ferrari of table tennis.
Except they actually are delivering. The guys with the small dick and the Ferrari are compensating.
I'm pretty
sure
these guys
aren't compensating. These guys are good still. They're just trying to be better. Or
they're good at table tennis, but they're still compensating for small penises.
I don't know the correlation between table tennis and peni.
I think when you have to assert your manhood in a certain way, it's over.
But it's not manhood. What if a woman does it? Women do it all the time. So now what, tough guy?
I think women.
Yeah, you better choose those words carefully. You'll get canceled. Right the fuck out of here.
I was gonna say because the men do it and they have to,
Ooh, that's bad. Oh, we should stop talking. Oh,
I don't think.
No. That's weird. I mean, it's funny, but I don't see any shitty players like doing that. Like, because because
shitty players are they're not like
they have big penises.
They have big penises. They're like, I'm not playing table tennis. I got a schlong.
I don't think that's right at all.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
I had this guy walk in on Friday during the league. This was maybe one of the weirdest things that ever happened. This Friday, this guy walks in, just a regular, like, first of all, a white guy walking in is weird enough, right? Like, usually it's just like I'm living in Japan, by the way. Like, I'm surrounded by Asians again, like all the time. This guy walks in, backwards baseball cap, young guy, like 25. He's like, hey, I'm a basement player. I've never taken lessons, but I'm really good. And I was like, oh, that's great. Like, that's cool. And he's like, yeah. It's like, what is this place all about? I'm like, well, we do everything here. And like right now we have the league going on. And all the games that are going that are really visible are all like the best players. They're really good players. Literally gold medal winning players. Like some of the best players in the country are there right now playing 20 feet from this guy as he's talking to me. He's telling me how good he is. And then he asked me, so when should I come to find like the best action, the best players, the most action? And I was like, oh, like that guy literally won a gold medal. Like now is the best time. Like Friday, 7:30. That's the best time. And he's like, just not impressed like at all with these guys who like everybody else who comes in and sees us would be like, I didn't even know that this was table tennis. This guy never had any training or anything, plays in his basement, is like, this is all you got, basically, is what he was saying.
Did he play anyone?
No. But he said he's going to be back next week, which would, Friday.
I thought you were going to say, and then he went and ran the tables.
That would be impossible. It would be impossible. It would be.
I don't know. I saw Forrest Gump. It looks
but that's impossible. That's impossible. That's CG. And a fake, it's completely fake.
That's not CG. That's real. Tom Hanks studied for 3 years
Here's the question: is this guy coming back? Is this guy coming back ever?
No, he's never coming back.
I hope he comes back every week and has the same conversation.
I hope he
No,
just
but
comes
to
in and
play,
asks
to
again.
play.
Just to come in and mess with GP every Friday.
I was like, is he really like? Can he see this right here? And I'm watching, and like, there's some crazy shots going, like just fucking crazy shit going. And after he left, I told some of the players, some of the really great players, like, you won't believe what just happened. This guy walked in, and he's like, he thinks he can beat you guys, and he's never played in any tournament or had a lesson or anything. And he's like, how is that possible? People are shocked. So we'll see if he comes back.
I think a lot of people that play table tennis in their basement would probably have that same thought.
No. They have the thought. They always have the thought, right? But when they see it, that thought is gone, right? Like right in front of their face, and they see these guys doing shit. Like the ball is flying faster, they can see it. But this guy was right in it, and he was just like, yeah, I'll be back next week to kick some ass, basically.
Awesome.
I'm going to show up. Anyway, I'll report back. Should we do Watch This, Jerks?
Sure. I watched something. I didn't know this existed. Apparently, it's a movie called Pretending I'm a Superman. It is a documentary about Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
What?
It came out in 2020.
Is that the one on HBO Max?
It was on something.
You mean Max?
That I watched it on.
Or is that just the Tony Hawk documentary?
That's the Tony Hawk documentary. That's something else.
Okay. That's something else. This
is strictly about Tony Hawk Pro Skater. So obviously just the game. Just the game.
It's on Amazon.
Okay. I was
Peacock.
going to say something.
And Tubi.
There you go. It's on all of the top ones. It's interesting, and like you get to like a lot of the skaters that are in it like talk about it, and they're like, oh, when they were making it, like they had no idea like that it was going to be like the #1 video game in the world at the time, right? Like It was enormous. And it was the same thing with like all the bands, because that was like one of the first games that really had a soundtrack to it.
Right.
And so I wish they'd have gone like it seemed like they rushed through some of it, but this is coming from a person who like loves Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I mean, I was playing it this week as well.
Right.
But like it was really interesting. Like the lead singer of Goldfinger, the Pretending I'm a Superman song, right?
Yeah.
He's like, nobody had like any idea like who we were. And then like all of a sudden these people at the concert, like we'd start playing that game or that song, and then everybody would go like wild, and they're like, what is happening here? Like,
right. Because it wasn't being played on the radio. So they would know about that.
Right.
But the game got so big.
And also like it goes into like a lot of like making of the game, and like how
did they have a lot of the Neversoft guys on that?
They had some of them. Yeah. It was a good mixture of
was my friend Gary on it? He was a programmer for Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
I don't know if Gary was on it. The Neversoft guys, I was not overly familiar with them on a name or face basis.
I'm not making that up, by the way. I do have a friend named Gary who was at Neversoft when
I believe people made the game. I'm not disputing that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was interesting. There's like at some point like Activision realized like, oh, this game is like getting good buzz. Like before it came out, like the demos and everything was like doing well, and they're like I guess they offered Tony Hawk, he's like, hey, what if we just paid you like $500,000 and instead of getting royalties on this? And he's like, I really considered that at the time, but I decided not to do it. And then like they didn't tell us how much money he made off of that.
Yeah.
But it was considerably more money
than
$500,000.
There's a video that I saw on him being interviewed somewhere, and I saw it on Instagram, and he's basically one of the sequels. He's showing up with a meeting with a Sony exec to get his royalty check. He doesn't know what it is. He's expecting it to be like pretty good because he knows like the sequel did well, but it was like $4 million or something, and it was like way more. He was expecting maybe $1 million or something like that. Like, so yeah.
And I know he needed the money because I saw that other documentary.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. that game is what made him rich, right?
That's good.
It's just, yeah. So, and it does go into like, it doesn't like spend long on it, but it does go into like then how it just kept getting less and less. Like after like the third game, like the sales just started going down and down. Like
Fair
couldn't
enough.
sustain
I mean,
it. But I
sure.
mean,
If only they had games as service back then, he could have been a billionaire.
Tony Hawk Infinite.
Oh, I watched a good TV show. I started watching a really good TV show that I can recommend on Apple TV called Foundation. If you're now looking for some good quality sci-fi content, either if you're disappointed in Starfield or just, you like Starfield and you just want more like sci-fi goodness. We watched the first 4 episodes and it sucks you in right away. The basic premise is in the future, there's a big empire that's controlling most of the galaxy. The emperor listen, this is where it gets, it has some really cool hooks. The hook is the emperor is always
somehow has returned.
No, yes. He just clones himself. He's just always a clone of himself, right? And not only that,
is he the hero's father?
Not only that, no, it doesn't. It's not stupid like that. Not only that, it's think about like Game of Thrones in space, I guess. The emperor clones himself, right? And the emperor lives with his younger clone, like 12-year-old clone, and his older clone. Okay, like his like grandpa clone, right? Like 65-year-old version of himself. But the middle one is the emperor, and the other guy is just sort of like whatever. They're like not yet emperor and retired. So that concept is really interesting, that whole concept. And the other concept is this guy discovers, this mathematician genius discovers this formula that basically predicts that this empire that's been around forever is going to fall. And that prediction is basically what is driving the story. And I don't want to ruin anything else. So I'll just say like the production.
Is that the foundation of the story?
That is the foundation of the story. And I'll say that looks like they've spent a fortune on it. Like just visually, even in the first episode, like the effects are awesome.
On Apple or
yeah,
something?
I think it looks like they spent 150 million on this. I don't know. It looks just really good.
I don't know. I tried to watch that Silo show and that show just bummed me out.
So this is, I can't say it's uplifting. It's not uplifting. There's nothing uplifting really about it, but it's the whole premise is based on hope, but I'll say that the look of it is not like Silo. They're living in a
what
silo.
What kind of hope are we talking about? A new one or
a new what?
Hope.
Stop it. Silo looks very like dark because they're literally living in a dark silo. This one, the future looks cool, right? Like some parts are shitty, but like these are some cool spaceships. There's cool technology, cool stuff. Foundation, Apple TV. Check it out if you're looking for sci-fi.
Do you recommend I watch it with my wife, or should I watch this solo?
Stop it. There's nothing to do with Star Wars. There's nothing Star Wars about it. Okay. Star Wars is bad. Star Wars is bad.
What about this next one? Is there any Star Wars about it?
There's nothing Star Wars about Ahsoka.
So it might be good then.
No, Ahsoka's good. I'm just saying I haven't watched today's episode, so I'm not 100% caught up. But
is it good? Like if I don't know, if I haven't watched the cartoon, but I like the old school Star Wars, am I going to find this dumb?
Do you like ladies' butts?
Yeah, but they're alien ladies.
They're
real ladies.
One of them is an alien lady, but it's Ramona Flowers.
I don't know who that is.
Shipwreck does.
She is a fictional character.
Yeah.
And the actress, you mean? From
yes.
the yeah.
They put a lot of ladies in tight pants in this show, which as soon as someone points that out to you, like, oh, the ladies are wearing, there's a lot of ladies in tight pants and a lot of close-ups on butts. And when I first saw that, I'm like, that's not true. And then I'm like 3 episodes in and I'm like, that's like half the show.
No one needs to point that out to me, by the way. I pick up on that right away.
The thing is, I think it's one of those things, if no one said it to me, I may not have noticed. But now that it's been said to me, it's all I see. Not that I'm complaining. I'm just saying it's very interesting because that's clearly was a conscious choice.
Everything is. Is there a lot of drinking in it?
No.
Okay. Butts, but no drinking.
Lots of butts.
That's a positive message.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with butts.
If you like strong female leads with nice butts.
Strong butts.
Strong butts.
How's your butt doing? Going Orange Theory. Your butt should be getting stronger now. It's mostly butt work there.
I'm going tomorrow.
I didn't ask that. I asked how your butt is. Is it getting stronger?
My butt's fine today. I think so. I could crack a walnut with this thing.
No, stop. I'm trying to have a serious conversation.
No, you're not. I sent you my stats. I sent you my stats from Monday.
But the stats, there's no butt stats. I want to know, like, do you feel like my ass is sore right now from Monday?
No, my butt is not sore from Monday. I would say I definitely still feel it in my arms.
Okay. Now you've gone enough. Like, you should start to be feeling sore now. You can work harder now so you can be sore. I feel like it's time. Right, Chip? What do you think?
Yeah. I should probably look up at what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm probably going to go on Sunday, too, which is kind of weird. But
it's a repeat. There've been some repeats this month. Like the one that tomorrow I did already.
Not well then.
Anyway, so no ass gains yet is what you're saying.
It's very interesting. Ashoka.
Ashoka. Did someone in the chat write that, or you just came up with that?
I just came up with that.
Nice. Ashoka. Oh, maybe I'll write that down for a title.
Maybe. We'll see.
Like a nice ass reference.
Mm-hmm.
How many asses are in One Piece? Are we zooming in on cracks or not?
No. Not really. No.
Actually, they do show a male butt in that show.
Yes, they do. Yes. One zoom in on the butt. I finished One Piece. I got through all the episodes. It is good from start to finish.
Yep.
They need to make some more episodes of that pretty quickly.
2 Piece.
They did announce season 2.
Piece.
Good, because
it's gonna happen.
They set it up for mini seasons, and I know, like, I could go watch the anime, but I'm not going to do that. Like, to find out what, like, part of the appeal of this is
you don't have to watch the anime. There's no anime.
That's part of the appeal.
Uh-oh.
No, it's that, like, I like the actors. That's
what I said last week.
The actors do a good job.
They're very charming. The guy Zoro is he's a Nepo baby. His dad is Sonny Chiba, which is something that I thought might interest Cheapy.
He's a what baby, you said?
He's a Nepo baby.
I don't even know that term. What's that term?
It's an actor or actress whose parents are also in the industry.
I'm learning.
Yes. So yeah, but his dad is Sonny Chiba, classic.
Cool.
Kung fu guy, stunt.
Maybe we'll watch that.
Stunts. So it explains a lot, also. But no, everyone in that show is very charismatic, incredibly likable. They do a really good job of making you care about what happens to these.
Even the bad guys.
Yeah,
even the bad guys are great.
Maybe I'll watch this with Ty.
The guy who plays the clown was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so I know him from that show, which he was also really good on. He was on some of the later seasons. He was and he was good on. It's nice to see people.
Did you know they made like 27 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
They made a lot of seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There's like 7.
There's a lot of agents.
That show got really weird towards the end. The last season is bad, unfortunately. But the first season is bad. The last season is bad.
Season 27. No good.
But the seasons in the middle actually aren't that bad. All right. Some of them, the best of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is better than any of the Disney Plus TV shows.
I don't believe you.
I know you don't
What are
believe
the Disney Plus TV shows?
Like She-Hulk.
Hawkeye.
Yeah. Like
all those?
Hawkeye, WandaVision.
Yeah.
When they did some really weird, interesting stuff on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where they tried to toe the line of what they could get away with and what properties they could use and not use, and have this should be MODOK, but we're not allowed to use MODOK, so we're not going to call them MODOK, that kind of stuff, where sometimes having restrictions leads to creativity, which makes for a better show. That's all I'm saying.
What'd they call him? Mo Rock?
Yeah, they called him Mo Rock. No, they didn't give him a name.
That guy, that weird guy.
It's a long time
ago. The weird floaty guy.
No, it was a regular guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Johnny MODOK.
Johnny MODOK.
Should
But
we?
GB, you should check out One Piece. I think
Okay,
Latai is probably the right route there,
Okay.
but rather than
Should really
Mrs.
like
Chibi
it.
doesn't want to watch. I already tried Mrs. Chibi. She's like, no.
That's fine. Then don't watch it with her. It's you would really like it. I'm
Okay.
just telling you.
Even without the butts?
Even without butts.
Okay.
No, there's butts, just man butts.
Every show has man butts now. That's
Mhm.
like the new hot thing to do. All right, let's do new releases. Speaking of new hot things, anybody playing any new releases?
I am playing one of them.
Really?
I've played one of them as well.
Ooh.
My dog is going crazy.
Your dog is
I didn't
playing.
know that. Yeah.
I played some NASCAR Arcade Rush.
Did you? I am interested in this because it looks like something up my alley.
I thought it'd be something up my alley too.
It's
But-
not up your alley.
It is. It's not that it's bad per se. It's
Looking
a
it up.
game. It plays. It has a lot of customization. If you want, like, a car that's green with like neon on the side of it. But that doesn't really change how your car handles or anything. It's just sort of, cosmetic adjustments. The driving, it's very simple in the sense that, like, there's no drifting.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you have no drifting in this?
You press
By the way-
trigger to accelerate and the other trigger to brake, and there's A for boost.
I just
And
typed in
that's
NASCAR Arcade Rush into YouTube because I wanted to see a video of what it looked like. And the first video is NASCAR Arcade Rush is pretty bad.
It's kind of disappointing. I also saw what you saw. I thought it would be more fun. I like a good fun arcade racer. That's not a secret. And this one is just kind of there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's too bad. Like it. I don't know. It looked like an like I watched the trailer for it, and the trailer
Yeah.
looked like it could be interesting, but I assumed
Gotta
it would have
drifting.
all the things, right? Like
Like
it would
the
have
drifting.
like the drifting. I mean, sure, it's got like
Banana peels.
I don't know, boost zones and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, it has like the your usual wedges on the ground. Oh, there's the orange ones. Those will make me go fast. Oh, there's the blue
No-
long ones.
No weapons or anything.
No weapons. No weapons.
Okay, I'm fine with that in this
Mhm.
like a NASCAR game. That's fine, but you got to make the like. Are there shortcuts? Like what's?
I haven't come across a shortcut yet.
Hmm.
I've played like 3 of the tracks.
Is there
I'll still play this. I know I will. I'm still gonna wait until it goes on to Super Sale and then at least.
I
play
think
some
you
of it.
won't have to wait long for it to be on Super Sale.
I mean, it came out as a discount title to begin with, right? Like it's
Yeah.
$40.
It's a $40 title. So
Does it have
Yeah.
like the sponsorships in it?
I didn't see any. It just says NASCAR in places.
Does it have the casual racism?
Yeah.
Okay,
You
good.
did- yeah. That's all over.
I
the
think
place.
they did that.
Yeah, the noose track is one of the real popular
You
ones
said
in
it.
this.
I didn't.
I
But yeah, I was
I
expecting.
have no
it
problem
to be,
saying it. It was a thing that happened,
I know.
and
I was-
it didn't even happen either. It just happened to be a knot
Right.
tied in that
right.
fashion.
Right. The old noose knot.
Yeah.
What about this new Inspector Gadget game? Who's playing that?
I am not, but I'm amazed that like
Looks horrible.
that's I mean, it's a mini games Mario Party type thing, right?
Looks horrible.
I mean, but they're
I
still
thought
making
it said
it.
Mad Tea Party, by the way, because my eyes suck.
It sucks.
Bad time party.
I watched the video of it. I watched the trailer. I got excited.
It's for kids, but I don't like. Is it for like what kids are looking for Inspector Gadget right now?
Oh yeah, is that a license that any child knows of anymore?
I mean, my kids know of it, so I guess that's because I've shown it to them.
do they have $36?
They probably. But-
Are they going to spend it on this?
That would be a good Fortnite skin.
Yeah, it
Inspector
would.
Gadget. That would be a good Fortnite.
It would be like that would be a good Fortnite skin, Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to see him shoot people.
No,
That's
yeah,
the next,
well, yeah.
The next, next
So
cartoon
what?
character.
So what?
It's just a gun. It just has a really long boxing glove on that comes out of it.
The bullets. Each bullet is a boxing glove.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that extends from the gun. I've been playing. I tried out some of Lies of P.
Oh, you did?
I did. So
I heard
it's
that game is very difficult.
I haven't died so far, but it is a. I have less
Low-key
than an
brag.
hour so far. This is a Souls type game, but you in a weird Pinocchio setting
Pinocchio Town.
where you are playing as Geppetto, a young Geppetto, and you're fighting I don't know, puppet men, like kind of tin soldier looking guys, and I don't know, I fought some dogs, I fought a bigger puppet man. It's got the
A lot
whole,
of
I mean,
puppet mans.
it's got it all. It's got here's the glowing area that you refill your health and all the bad guys come back. It's got the combat that's kind of disjointed. The weird blocking scheme, I hit the wrong button. I guess I'm using my health now instead of rolling. It's got it all. It's got the weird, like, hold down 3 buttons and then hit another button to jump.
It's got the too many controls.
It's not too many controls. It's just like they change like A is not jump, right? Like it's like hold down. I don't know. It's like hold down right trigger or maybe you like press a button and in one of the analogs at the same time and then the analog stick again. I don't even remember. It's like just give me a jump button. Like why do we make jumping so hard?
That's why you get the Elite controller and you get the paddle. You're good to go.
Just program that for the 3-button press.
Dude, you can do that just put the jump button on the back paddle.
I bet.
I did that with
It's not just a
Starfield.
jump button. It's a combination of buttons to do that, to jump.
Sweet.
I don't know, the aesthetic looks good. I'll probably play a little bit more of it until I get to the point where it's like I either don't know where I'm supposed to be going or I just don't have the patience to memorize the patterns that I need to. I don't know. It's another one of these games.
They did it.
It's on Game Pass.
Yeah. I'm not going to probably try that because it looks hard.
Speaking of
They spell Jiminy like Gemini, but they pronounce it Jiminy.
Oh, that's
They don't want to be sued.
I don't think you can get sued for this anymore, right? Pinocchio's free reign now, right?
Yeah, public domain.
Even Jiminy Cricket?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you don't put him, make him green and put him in a tuxedo, you could probably use him.
Give him super long arms. What are we playing, Wombat, on Game Pass?
I'm playing Party Animals. I played 1 round just to give that a shot. Do you ever play Gang Beasts?
Yes.
Or even like Fall Guys, I guess.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. This is one of those kind of games where you're like a jelly creature, but they all look like cute little animals. And they are cute animals, and they all like blob around, and you do some mini games. I did one where you have to pick up the football and you have to run with the football into the end zone. It was
football.
Yes, that is football. Well, you don't throw it.
There's
no
so much more,
throwing
though.
or anything. Yeah, and it was 4-on-4, and you play online. And my team won. You have to get up to 6 points, and I scored twice. I felt very fulfilled.
So it's funny, like, because they're just like gelling around the field.
Yeah, everyone's falling on each other, and it's cute. And
Let's check that out.
Yeah, like I said, I played 1 round. I don't know how much I'm gonna deep dive into Party Animals, but I wasn't offended by it. I thought it was charming, and maybe I'll give it another shot because it's there on my Game Pass.
Okay.
Yeah. Cute animals. I unlocked the cow, so that was kind of cool too.
Gotta have cow.
I have cow. I played as otter in the first. My first go
otter main.
Yeah, I'm an otter main. Animals.
Do they have different abilities or anything, or it's just
Nope. You're just
that one's an otter.
Yeah.
What's Gloomhaven? They made a Gloomhaven game?
They did make a Gloomhaven game. I actually did get an email about it if I wanted a code, and I didn't request one.
But what is it?
Is it just the board game?
It does. Apparently, it is similar to the board game in video game form, and that seemed like it might be more work than fun. So I was like, maybe I'm gonna pass on this one.
Right. You'd have to know all the rules and stuff, or maybe it teaches you. Maybe.
I'm sure there's a tutorial. I just didn't know how in depth. I mean, sometimes I'm sure there's an audience for that. And Cheapy, if you want me to, I can respond and get you a code.
Yeah, I
if
was
you
just
wanna
curious
check
what it
out.
was. It's got an 82 on Metacritic. That
Yeah.
seems good.
I-
It says
did I-
even that's good.
What did I get you a code for? I got you a code for something.
Yeah, I didn't enter it in.
Wizardry.
Wizardry. I got you the new Wizardry. You didn't try that yet?
No, not yet. I'm gonna. I would like that. I did spend a lot of time playing one of the Wizardries. I don't remember. I think it was
This
this
is like
one.
a remaster. This is a remaster of
Yeah,
like the original one.
The
right?
original one. I
Yeah.
think that's the one that I played a lot.
So you should check it out and let us know how it is.
I will.
Please
I will do that. I
Mhm.
forgot. I knew that you said. I was just thinking about that today. That you sent me codes for something, and I forgot
Mhm.
what it was.
That's okay.
But what were we just talking about? Gloomhaven. Yeah, it got good reviews.
Okay. I just don't think it's for me, and I didn't
Right.
want to request something that, like I honestly thought the NASCAR racing game was going to be
Right.
for me.
Maybe you're more of an Inspector Gadget man.
Maybe Inspector Gadget in Fortnite. I'm calling it within the next year.
No one who's looking for that though. Only
I am.
old people.
Do you know how many old people? Oh, this is a good, funny Fortnite story. We could go. This will segue us into Wombat's Fortnightly news. So I'm driving in the car and my phone rings and it's my father and he's calling me in the middle of the afternoon, and I'm like, why is my father calling me? I'm like, this is not normal. So I answer the phone and I go, hey, what's up? He goes, hey, what do you know about Fortnite? He says to me.
What don't I know?
And I'm like, what
I
do you
am
mean?
Fortnite.
I know. I'm like, I know everything about Fortnite.
You immediately gave him your creator code.
Pretty much. He goes, because he was talking to people at work and apparently everyone plays Fortnite. Like all the guys at work were playing Fortnite all weekend. And he's like, I think, and my father couldn't remember. And he goes, I think that's the game my son plays. And they're like, oh yeah, well, they go, we're really good. We're a little advanced. We're really high levels.
Just like the ping pong guy.
And I asked my father, I go, well, what level are they? He said, well, they said they're really advanced high levels. They're level 110. What level are you? And I go, oh, I'm 146.
And he had a heart attack.
Pretty much. Yeah.
My son, I'm so proud of you, son.
It was pretty funny.
I can't wait
But
to
it was
tell my
also
work.
the most I've ever talked about Fortnite with my father. Ever.
Nice. Well, now he knows that he's produced a legend.
He produced a Fortnite expert.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway. Speaking of Fortnite experts.
Yes.
Some crazy crap happened over the last couple of days. So there was this big leak. Are you familiar with this leak? This Xbox leak?
Yeah, Microsoft's lawyers made a boo-boo, I think.
Yeah.
And they uploaded the wrong documents, or they were supposed to redact them. I don't know what the story was, but we weren't supposed to see them. That's for sure.
Well, this happened. It's funny because I just saw this also. This did happen remember when Fortnite sued Apple?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This happened to Epic also, where they released a lot of stuff about what was upcoming in that game. So I would say also you kind of have to take some of it with a grain of salt. Some of it is like stuff we wish we could do and not necessarily stuff they're going to do.
Well, when you look at the slides, at first glance, they look like consumer facing materials, right? They have the picture of the new console, picture of the controller, words in the right places, or things you would expect to see in like a consumer focused presentation. But when you read the text on them, everything's code named. The text is like weird things that you would never see like on a marketing, on something that was made to be marketing material. And also the materials are from last year, but I mean, how different do you think their plan is actually than from what was revealed?
I don't know. I mean, I think these plans change probably change all the time. I'm not saying that it's not crazy what they listed and that there's not truth in everything. I'm just saying if they posted something that they wanted to do and that thing never comes to fruition, to not be surprised. That's all.
I mean, it was only a year ago, the document.
Yeah.
That's not that long ago. And how much
No.
can things change between now and then?
I think
things can change quite a bit, but
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's also the way to react to this is like, obviously, like you see them and like, oh, we changed that. Changed we changed that. We went in a different direction here. And a lot of the leaks also, a lot of it was just email conversations back and forth on things that were being discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There was definitely, I mean, it ran the full gamut of like, yes, here's a pitch that shows the round Xbox, the column Xbox, like
the redesign of the Series
X. Probably pretty close to what we'll be seeing.
Right.
I would guess.
Adorably digital.
I don't know that that's what they're going to go with.
I mean, it's going to be only digital though.
Right, but
probably not use those words.
Adorable and Xbox, like that's not really in their marketing.
No.
Until they buy Nintendo.
Right. That was the other big piece of news.
Yeah, I'm sure those same things are at Sony too, as far as emails.
I'm sure.
Like,
I'm sure.
Hey, who wants to buy Nintendo? Everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But did you see what the number one game on the Xbox is? With close to 11 billion minutes of playtime. 11 billion minutes of playtime.
Fortnite.
Number one.
It's right there.
I know it's on the thing. The average yearly playtime is 212 hours.
But you're skewing it for everybody.
That's insane, by the way.
It's
that's
popular.
crazy, man. I understand it's very popular, but that's like it.
What's insane about it? I'll tell you what's insane about it, and tie it into this leak as well.
Mm-hmm.
Was that from the leak, by the way? Okay. What's insane to me, like there's a bunch of things that were like key points that were revealed from the leak, and I put them all on the outline here. By the way, the outline is now available again for you to read as a listener. If you just go into the show thread on the forum, you'll find a link to everything here. One of the main things was that Phil was really worried about not having exclusives after Halo dropped. Between Halo and Redfall, there was like a 16-month window where they had no exclusives, and he was freaking out, and they were trying to like acquire companies and things like that. It just reminded me, when I read about it yesterday, it reminded me, how did they fucking release Halo with no battle royale? They have the insight, right? They see people playing Fortnite. They see the power of a free-to-play battle royale game right there. It's on their console already, like kicking ass, like Wombat just told you. They have this one of the biggest video game properties in the world that would lend itself perfectly to a battle royale game. Still no battle royale mode for that game. They just like, I just don't understand how you have all that information about these games. People want to play these fucking games, these battle royale games, especially the free ones.
I think it's a double-edged sword. I think it's people want to play these free-to-play battle royale games, but do they want to play the Halo battle royale?
Yeah, for free. Sure they do.
Or like, is someone gonna stop playing Fortnite to play the Halo battle royale, which is going to be only on PC and Xbox? Or are they going to continue to play this multi-platform Fortnite
Forget those
game?
people. They can't even keep the Halo people.
That's what I'm saying.
They need to get the Halo people to play. That'll get the Halo people at least to play.
For my marketing dollars, I would say the better plan would have been, what can we do with Halo and Fortnite?
Arnold Schwarzenegger in Halo.
What can we do? How do we create some sort of synergy so that when people think Fortnite, they think
not gonna happen.
Xbox, or how do we get people to play more Fortnite on our Xbox, and how do we tie that into Halo? How
about just Battle Royale Halo? There's the answer.
When you because it's the wrong answer. When Master Chief came out for Fortnite, if you had an Xbox One X and logged into Fortnite with that skin, it unlocked a style for that skin that you could only get if you had the console and the character. So it's not like I'm saying something that's unheard of. Same thing with Kratos. Yeah, if you logged in with your PlayStation 5, you got a different variation of your Kratos skin. But it creates some sort of synergy between that license and that console and their most popular game. if they managed a way to continue that in a way that would make sense for both Xbox and Fortnite, then you try to get people to play like, hey, play,
You're saying the people who want to play Halo should just play Fortnite instead?
No, I'm saying they needed to create some sort of carrot where if you play X amount of Halo, you get these things in Fortnite.
Nobody wants that. Epic's Halo players don't want to be playing Fortnite. Why are you making them play Fortnite? They want to play Halo. And they can't even get Halo. Point. There's no Halo.
You're missing. That's not even your point. The point is that they need people who aren't playing Halo to play Halo. Fortnite has done that with Rocket League, where they do things where you have to play 10 games of Rocket League to unlock something in Fortnite. So the Fortnite players go and they check out Rocket League. And I guarantee you.
But when they check out Halo and they see it sucks, then what?
Well, that's just it.
Yeah, that's the problem. It sucks.
If you get like 2 people out of every 100 to be like, you know what, I forgot how much I like Halo, that's 2 more people than they had before. I think that is what they should have done and what they didn't do and what they still could do is they need to create some sort of synergy with their most played game and the games people aren't playing. Just saying.
What if they just made the games good and we didn't have to go through all these hoops to get all this?
Well, that would be nice too.
That's my answer.
I have no interest in any of this play and keep playing to unlock more stuff and jump through these hoops.
Wasting time.
Get these things just make the games fun. That's all that I care about.
Right. They forgot they just made the same old Halo game. They just ignored this fucking these huge stats that Wombat dropped on you with 11 billion, what is that, trillion? Can't even count those many numbers.
Because if the Halo Battle Royale isn't good, it doesn't matter if they make one.
But they didn't make it.
They didn't make it.
How can you say it's not good? They made the multiplayer, and guess what? It wasn't
based on what they've already released.
It's not good.
It's not going to be good.
They could have easily made a good one.
And they couldn't. They knew weren't going to be able to compete with Fortnite, which is why they should have just done something where
they should just forget making Halo games and just promote Fortnite. I feel that's the way to go. Cheaper. Just take the 30% of Fortnite. No, they shouldn't. They should make a good Halo game that just. It was supposed to be infinite, right? Battle Royale is infinite. It's weird.
Make it an ecosystem.
I told you, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Just make those ecosystems. They just don't worry about making games anymore. Just make ecosystems.
They literally called it Halo Infinite. Anyway,
they did.
It's like you were expecting like game as service and or some fucking shit. Anyway, so yeah, that was the huge whole thing. They didn't fucking. I mean, the emails don't make Phil Spencer. They don't come across great. Like make him look great for the most part. Like you see, they knew they were fucked. He talked about when the PlayStation 5 was revealed, and he's made a comment about how he felt really good about their hardware and software offerings being on par, but which is fine thing to say. But then he's like, "We haven't won yet." I was like, "Dude, fucking shit hasn't even started yet." And boy, did you not win! Also, and then the email about him wanting to buy Nintendo, which is fine. Of course, like Chip said, everybody wants to buy Nintendo, but then somehow it's about him. He talks like it's a career-defining moment. You work for Microsoft. Who gives a fuck about your career? Why are you talking to the people who work for you saying this is going to be great for my career? If we bought Nintendo, great idea, by the way. Buy Nintendo. No one thought of that. I get it. Yes, it would be to put that deal together would be an achievement, but how does that help? It's a career-defining moment does not help Microsoft, right? That helps you and you feel better about yourself. It was just that those emails expose that type of thing, which doesn't make him look great, I feel, in my opinion. And then it also showed. If
anything, he's at least at his base, not to defend Phil Spencer, I don't know him. It's someone who cares about the brand and wants it to succeed, which, there are worse.
He wanted his career to succeed. He said,
wants his
career defining moment.
Yeah, but he still also wants the Xbox to
well, great. They're paying him millions of dollars. I mean, I don't know. He doesn't come across looking great in it. I mean, you just see all the weaknesses and the misjudgments of everything. Like, I mean, we know Xbox isn't doing well this generation, and certainly these emails did not change our perception in any way.
The Xbox hasn't been, successful since the 360.
It's not good.
That's not good. That's not good.
The other big reveals were like the Bethesda lineup for the next immediate future, 5 or 6 years. And it's basically like
one game.
Yeah, remasters. Basically just remasters.
3/4 of a game.
And not the new Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect it at this point. Like
I can't believe they didn't have that Oblivion remaster ready to go last year. That's what they should have had in the, during holiday last year was the Oblivion remaster. That would have been a good thing, a good in between to get people hyped up for the next Bethesda game, which would be Starfield, would be something like that. Hey, remember how you fell in love with us? Here it is on Game Pass.
And they could have even like delayed Starfield a little to fix all the bugs in the game because they'd have money coming in. They can't fix those bugs. Forget it.
They're not going to do.
They've had 15 years to fix these bugs. They're not fixing them now. Oh my God, there's so many bugs. By the way,
I haven't run into that many bugs, which is sort of weird.
They're just laughing all the time. And then YouTube is just it must be listening to me laughing while I'm playing the game because now in my fucking algorithm it's showing me everyone else's Starfield bugs. Anything else we want to say about the league, about the redesign? I mean, we didn't mention really like the significance of the redesigned Xbox Series X being all digital. I mean, that's pretty fucking huge.
How many discs do you own for your Xbox?
Maybe like 20. I don't know, not that many.
For the current one?
I think. I don't know.
I mean, it's current and last, right?
Yeah,
it's the same games for the most part.
I think I have 3 games on disc. Maybe 3 for the current, Xbox.
Isn't it weird that the console is disc shaped now? Big cylinder, but it actually doesn't take discs anymore. Looks like an Amazon Echo. Looks like a giant Echo, an old school Echo, Gen 1 Echo. I don't know.
I probably have. I don't know.
You're an anomaly.
I'm gonna guess around 75 games or so.
Guess what?
On disc. Yep.
They're not going to fit in this new Xbox, probably. Adorably so. They will not be fitting it. You'll be like, this is so adorable. It won't. There's no place to put my game. How adorable.
Yeah. I mean, it's the digital. The digital is here, right?
Yes.
Like, I mean, you go into Target, and the game section is severely smaller than it was 5 years ago, right? Like, you've got like I don't know, maybe 20 games to pick from or so from PS5 and Xbox. The Switch section's slightly larger. Walmart still has a pretty big section. GameStop still exists. So we're inching closer to no discs.
Right.
Which is sad.
It's sad, and we're still not really there yet as a country. I don't think the infrastructure's there to really make that.
We're pretty much there.
I don't know. There's still so many places that have download caps and don't have high-speed internet.
How are you going to play your games as a service?
Yeah. By the way, they said that the Series X consoles accounted for only like 25%.
That was for
the S's.
Those numbers are loaded. I saw them.
Old?
Some people, it's based on a short period of time.
When they weren't available.
It's not saying that the S hasn't sold more. That's the fact.
Probably not that.
It's not the 75-25 number anymore.
Got it.
But it's
okay.
But it's still a number. It's still a number.
Fair enough.
Still crazy that's what it was at one point. I have both in my house. I know Chip does too, right?
I do. They're both good.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't put my discs in one of them.
Yeah. Well, one is a Fortnite machine that my son keeps in his room. So
And there's a new controller coming too. They got like the haptic controller.
why not?
I'm assuming it's the same features that the Sony one has. I didn't really look at
I
it too
doubt
much.
it. I doubt it's all that.
Not even that good. You're saying?
No, I mean the Sony controller has so many features in it that it doesn't use.
Oh, well, this
Like,
has some more
other
features.
than the Astrobot game or whatever. That guy,
Right.
like, he uses all the controls. But
Right.
since then, I haven't come across a game that's like, oh yeah, let me blow into the controller,
And tilt it. You got to tilt and blow.
tilt and blow.
Yeah, this one you can tilt. I think the new Xbox.
Can you blow
one.
it? Can you or just
Why not?
tilt
No
it?
one's stopping you.
Okay.
They can't
Tilt
stop
and
you from
blow.
blowing it.
Pull down the trigger a little bit. Pull down the trigger a little bit. Just
Too
a
much.
little bit. Nope, too much. Yep, too much. A little bit.
Oh, time to recharge your batteries.
Oh, which is true, by the way. It can be very annoying.
Man, have you seen the video on the new Spider-Man game that's coming out? It looks pretty good.
Looks pretty good.
Looks pretty good. I don't have a PlayStation 5.
I do. I can play it.
I'm
You
gonna
can
play
get
that
one
game.
now.
I
You can get
know.
it.
I know. It looks real
Hey,
good.
You can spend $600 to play Spider-Man.
They have Queens now.
Nice. I always wanted to play with Queens. I mean, in Queens.
Queens and one other borough. I forgot the other borough.
Brooklyn,
That's a borough.
Staten Island. There's only 5.
I know,
So,
but
yeah.
it's probably not. It's
You have
probably
like a
not
20
Staten Island.
And you know,
You
one
know
of them is
Spider-Man.
Queens.
Where does Spider-Man go the most? What boroughs is he most? Where did he go to?
Manhattan and Queens are the 2.
Well, there's one more though that's in the game.
The Bronx, or it's going to be the Bronx or Brooklyn. Yeah, he's not
Or
going to Staten Island because no one's going to. Was he going to hang out with Pete Davidson?
Hey.
Hey,
he's pretty popular.
Spider-Man. I bought a ferry.
No. Did he?
Yeah.
Do what?
Pete Davidson and Colin Jost together bought a whatever a
The Staten Island, the decommissioned.
a decommissioned. That's the word. A decommissioned Staten Island ferry.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Should we talk about Starfield now? Anything else we want to mention about the leaks, or are we leaked up?
Nah, I think we're leaked out.
Chip, have you played any more Starfield?
I played some Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Will you ever play more Starfield? Did you uninstall Starfield?
I haven't uninstalled it. I was like, I don't know that I
Spit
need
it
to
out.
play any more of it.
Why?
Like, I just don't find it interesting. There's no, like, knowing that there's the space game, that there's no aliens, right? No
Right.
aliens,
Right.
no aliens, no. I wasn't getting any joy from when I was playing it, and
It wasn't sparking joy.
It felt like I was just going through the motions when I was of what I was doing.
That's what it feels like when I play it.
And I know that also means going through the motions for like 80 hours, probably.
It's a lot of motions, is what you're saying.
It's a lot of motions. I don't care about the characters that were presented to me. I feel I have no attachment. And I've only played an hour of it, but like that's an hour of it. Like,
Sure.
hook me in the first hour. And I don't know. I kind of dread, like, I'm like, oh, I'm going to run into resource management issues here. I know I am.
You
Right?
will.
Like, I'm going to have to deal with resources.
Breathing.
gonna
How
have to-
about breathing? Do you like breathing in your games? Like when you carry stuff and you breathe more
No.
heavily and then you go slow?
But I know that's
and
where I'm going to put all my points. Like, I already know.
Right.
I know exactly how I'm going to play the game.
You're gonna
Like-
put it into carry more stuff.
Yeah, put it in the carry more stuff,
Breathe better.
and then like the rest of it just gets equally distributed throughout all the other crap. Maybe I'll put some stuff into like lock picking or whatever.
Oh, I put all mine
Um,
into lock picking and persuade.
Yeah,
Those
it's
are
lock
my-
picker and persuasion because that's the only interesting paths to go with everything.
Uh-huh.
Everything else is just like, I guess I'm
Bad
going to do more
combat.
damage.
Bad combat.
Yeah, because I like to walk into a place and have the guy go, "What? You can't come in here," and then it has a persuade, and I'm like, "Oh, I got this."
Actually, I can.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I think I can walk in here.
Right.
Oh hell yeah, you can.
right. And that turned me off too in that first like little bit. Like I talked about that last week. Like I killed all these guys, like henchmen or whatever, and then I got to him. It's like persuaded him just to like for like no good reason. to not even fight me, or I didn't even fight him. I guess I probably could have killed him after I convinced him not to fight me.
Yeah. You can fuck with it. There's
Yeah. I don't know. I
There's
don't know if
there's no
I just don't
modern.
have it in me. Like, I don't expect to find anything interesting in the game.
You have to bring that yourself to the game. You have to bring your own like imagination to those types of situations.
There was a mission where I was like kidnapped and thrown on a ship, and I fought my way out, and they were like, "We're gonna find you and hunt you down." As I was leaving,
Yeah.
and then when I left the ship, I blew that ship up, and I said, "Yeah, you're not gonna find anybody because you're all dead now."
Right. Like, I persuaded. There were some people waiting for me outside that were bad guys, and they wanted to fight me. I persuaded them not to fight me because, whatever, like you say, the combat's predictable. Whatever, it's boring. I'm gonna kill them in 2 seconds. Let's see what happens. Let me persuade them. Right. I persuaded them to not fight me, and I won, so they didn't fight me. But then I'm like, well, wait a minute. Now I'm not gonna. And then they gave me some gift, right? And then I'm like, but they still have more stuff on their bodies, so why don't I just kill them anyway and then take all their stuff? I'm sure there'll be no consequences. And that's exactly what I did. I killed them in 3. I just pulled out my sword. Whoop, whoop, whoop. They're dead. They couldn't do anything. Dead in 2 seconds. Took all their stuff, and there was nobody said anything. Like, my companion didn't care. Like, nobody just was, whatever. It was just like a game I played 15 years ago. You'd expect that in a game from 15 years ago. These days, you'd expect.
And I'd even be okay with it if it was in. To be quite honest, if it was in the Elder Scrolls universe.
Why is the space a turnoff? The space is a draw for me personally, but
it's not interesting space.
Yeah, I think the problem is I've played a lot more than both of you.
Yes.
Both of you combined.
Yes.
I'm pretty much done with the main story. There's one mission left, but for some reason it won't let me do it. I think I have to like upgrade something that I just haven't. So I started doing something else anyway. This main storyline is terrible. That's part of the problem also.
It's such cliche, right? We've seen this same story a billion times.
A billion times. And it's unnecessary. And it honestly may not need to be there. They could have there's a cat behind Chip. They could have gone with
I had no idea there was one in the room.
There's a cat with you. They could have gone with a less is more approach where, I think that sometimes that's what works. Like, I think that might be why Skyrim works well, is that I still couldn't tell you what the main storyline is. You're a dragonborn, I think is the main storyline. And even that is like, whatever that means. Yeah. Like, it's so loose. And this one, they try to make it a little less loose, and that doesn't work. Where it's like, you gotta find the artifacts and you got to go to these places and uncover this mystery that no one cares about. And I'm not even going to get into what the twist is. Like, it just doesn't work. But the side quest, like right now I'm doing the side mission thing, which is so much more interesting, where I join the Navy, the Galactic Navy, and they asked me to go undercover as a pirate. So I'm doing the quest for the pirates, the pirate quest line.
Yeah.
And every now and again, it's like, okay, now you got to go back to the Navy ship. And I go back to the Navy ship and I tell them all the shit that and I rat out everybody to that, all the stuff the pirates are doing. And I'm collecting evidence of what the pirates are doing, but I'm still doing all the pirate stuff.
Right.
Also. So I'm like playing both sides. And that's kind of fun. And that's significantly more like if that was the game, like you're a guy who maybe you're a good guy, maybe you're a bad guy. You're working with both factions. You're towing the line. As you play the game, because I'm sure it's going to come to a point, because all these games do this. There's going to be a point in that game where they're going to be like, you have to decide where your loyalties are. Are you loyal to the Navy or are you loyal to the space pirates? Are you going to help the pirates get away with the heist of a lifetime, which is what you're working towards, or are you going to help the Navy and bust all the pirates? And what do you get for that? What's your reward for busting all the pirates? And again, that's a significantly more interesting thing to do, because that one also involves there's dog fighting for some of the missions, there's breaking into an abandoned prison, there's going undercover as a guest on a party cruise. to steal someone's key card so you could break into a bank. I mean, these are things that are significantly more interesting than. So we're a group of guys, and we get together to talk about, artifacts that we found. We need you to find the other.
You're the chosen one, the only one who can get them, and then you have the superpowers. Every time you get one, you got to do this thing.
You got to find the art. Yeah, it's like I don't. Yeah. So the problem is that they just didn't know where, or maybe they did. Like they know, like
it's your
the interesting
same thing you said last week.
Here.
It's too much. Like they made the game too big, just like you said last week. They could have made it smaller, had more interesting, focus for the main story. They didn't have to make like. It doesn't have to be. Does it have to be 100 hours? Like,
I mean, I guess I get why they would want to do that. I just think that maybe they should have not funneled it through a main story. Like maybe there is a way to do that, to not have there be this thing. I know we all keep looking at the three-legged cat.
Hey, you're not supposed to say that. It makes her self-conscious.
That's okay.
You can't hear.
The cat doesn't know.
No.
Yeah, I'm like the cat.
I don't know.
The cat's wearing a tuxedo for the show too. How could you be mad at it?
Don't you think though? Like one of the biggest problems with Skyrim, with Starfield for me is at its core, it's a first-person shooter in 30 frames per second. And
I haven't shot anyone in like 7 hours in that game.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
I've been doing all these missions where you
just talk to people and you're skipping all the dialogue.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just go on the ship and I wait for the persuade option, and it's like, I don't kill anybody, and
I can't find the joy like ship. In fact, not only can I not find the joy, I was walking through some fucking like neon, some place on neon, and I used my force power on some civilian. Like I didn't know it was gonna cause a whole fucking thing. So I fucking blew this lady over, and then like I have a bounty, but I didn't even know I had a bounty. And then like, I guess I did some more stuff, and my bounty went up, and I didn't really, like I said, I didn't know I had a bounty. So now all my auto saves have my bounty, and my bounty is like 100,000 now. So all my auto saves have 100,000, and I don't have 100,000. So I probably just uninstall the game at that point.
You should just go to jail.
You can't. There's no jail. They just shoot me.
There is a tour game jail. Go to New Atlantis and try there.
But you mean you just turn yourself into the jail?
Yeah.
But you have to like avoid the people shooting at you, like running by them the whole time. It's really not fun.
I don't know. I haven't had to deal with that, but I looked it up when you complained, and from what I read, you just got to go to jail. Which is also that's a very Skyrim thing, as Howard says in the chat. I mean,
but because it happened in a certain place and it's under the jurisdiction of the Freestar Collective, I can't remove the bounty at the normal bounty terminals or wherever you normally would, and I'm just having a tough time, like not getting shot at everywhere I go, and finding the fun. Also, I find the frame rate is very shitty also at times. Like
I'm not having any.
Did you go to Neon? Have you been on Neon?
I've been to yeah.
Oh, maybe
I went to Neon. I did. There's a whole thing you got to do there for the main story where you got to go to the bar and
maybe I had sunspots or something
talk to the lady, and you got to get the private room. Did you get the private room?
Some fish. You can get high off of some fish there.
Yeah, no, I didn't do that.
I went right for that. I got the private room.
I went with the guy who owns the building. There's a guy who owns a building in Neon who's one of the Constellation or whatever the hell they're called.
Right.
Oh, and I also got rejected by the blonde lady. She fed me the "It's not you, it's me" line.
Right.
So I said, okay, well, I guess we got to part ways, and I went right for the Russian lady. She's now my companion.
Did you blast her with a gravity field?
I probably should have.
Yeah, it won't matter.
No.
Nothing happens. She just gets back up again. I do that all the time with the crew.
I went on a planet and it was like, we got to save these people. And the guy who runs the planet's like, I'm not saving any people. I'm a bad guy. And I'm like, oh, you're a bad guy. So as soon as he stopped talking, I pulled out my gun and I shot him. Right. And because there was a quest line involving him, he wouldn't die. He would just crawl around on the floor.
That's the thing.
And everyone tried to arrest me. And I'm like, oh, well, that's kind of lame. And then I just restarted from,
Right.
I always save right before I'm about to do, like, oh, I'm going to do something stupid to see what happens, but let me save right before I do it.
See, that's what I would have done, but I didn't know I was doing something stupid. I was just playing the game. And then
That's the other thing with this game is that I find I have to save it like every 5 minutes because A, I don't want to lose progress, and B, I don't want something stupid to happen. It's that's also a Skyrim thing. It's like oh, I better save here because I don't have vampirism yet. And then you go into a cave and a vampire bites you and you get vampirism and you're like, "Oh, I better reload that. Start this cave over again."
yeah.
Being a
Xbox really
vampire is a
fucked
pain
up.
in the ass.
Xbox fucked up, dude. They've had a bad
I don't
run. They've had a bad go at it.
They've had a bad run. I don't think Starfield's as bad as you think it is.
Halo to Redfall to
Redfall's
Starfield.
garbage. Redfall's garbage.
Starfield got a 7 from IGN and GameSpot, which is surprising. I mean, like I'm impressed that the reviewers had the balls to put that out there. I see what I don't disagree with their assessment, but that's not a great score for their biggest game.
Don't worry, in a
How much
couple
did
of
they pay
weeks,
for Bethesda?
$1 billion or something?
No, it was a lot more than $1 billion, right? It was a lot. Anyway, I know a lot of people are enjoying it. I don't want to take the fun away from anybody else, but I'm looking for the fun. There's a great what's it? Hard Drive. Hard Drive is like the Onion for video games, and they put out a video like how to find the fun in Starfield. The 3-minute guide, and it's just the guy like going through the menus, flying from planet to planet. He's like, oh nope, no fun here, just an empty planet. Like, oh no fun here. He's like, oh guys, we ran out of time. We'll be back next week trying to find the fun. You just do this. Just keep doing this until you find the fun.
Now that I have more ships, so that's kind of more fun. I have 5 spaceships now, so that's kind of cool.
But they're all, same. And you don't spend much time on them. Doesn't really matter. I bought a new cargo hold. I didn't know how to do it, so I had to Google it, and then I found Arthur Guy's video on it because they don't explain they don't explain anything in
cargo hold. That sounds sweet.
Cargo hold. I mean, I figured it would be easy to figure out how to do that.
A garage.
It's like an extra thing you attach to the ship. That part's kind of cool. Building the ship is cool. I wish that it felt like it was really a ship and I was flying at places and going places with it. But the builder is cool. Whatever. Once you Google it and figure out how to use it, because they don't tell you. Yeah, no,
I find that all daunting, and I'm never gonna do it.
It's not that hard once you watch Arthur's video. It was only a few minutes. Anyway, that's enough show.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long process.
Yes.
Like Starfield coming out. Shipwreck, what's going on? You trying to find another leg? You're gonna hold him up?
Petting the cat.
The nub.
He's back here yelling. So
we can't hear.
We're gonna pet him.
We can't hear thanks to the power of your Go XLR. All right. Well, Wombat, what level will you be by the time we do the next show? That's the question. What level does it go up to?
I have no idea, and I have no idea. So we'll see.
Place your bets. Over under is 40? Is that the over under?
Sure, 40.
But it's harder to level up, I think, as you go up, probably. So maybe 35. I don't know. Well, thanks for listening. See you next time.
Bread's done.